Ouch, was that a ghost?
Ouch.
Was that a ghost? With Liz?
And Lee. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Listen Lee's Paranormal Podcast of comically.
Comically.
Okay, comically told true stories. Right, we're just going to dive right into our segment and mix the hat. All right. And this time I'm going to go ahead and pick one. Here we go. Greatest fall witnessed or experienced. Oh my god. This sucks. I have two insane ones. I guess I'll say one of them because the other is like a whole story. When I was a schlut. But
when you were a slut.
I'll give you the one when Zach was home.
Okay.
So our old house,
Yes.
the one that was the two stories when we all lived together still. It was just me and Zach home.
Her brother.
And I constantly fell down those stairs. Like, I don't know what it was. I'm not good with the stairs, especially. And it had rug on them.
Stairs are hard.
They are. It took a long time for me to learn how to navigate them. And literally, I took the first step and my foot slid. And it was like a fall in a movie scene. I'm not kidding. I did a somersault. I slammed into the wall. I'm like, boom, 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 boom. And I face planted on the ground, and I was like, oh, and Zach runs over. He's like 8 years old or something, and he's like, Lee, are you okay? I'm like, don't touch me. I was so scared to move. Oh my god. That sucked.
I have to pick?
Unless you want me to tell the second one.
I have like 3 that I'm bouncing around in my head, and I'm trying to decide which one. One's about your mother, which should probably kill me for telling that.
She's so
and
clumsy.
She was butt naked during this one, getting out of the shower, so I can't tell that one. So now I'm down to 2. Yeah, tell one more so I can decide which one.
Okay, I won't tell the little schlut one because we got some family, but I'll tell this other one. We were at the strip club, and I was wasted, and I was like, I just want to tell you a little bit about what happened. I secretly brought nips in, so I'm sitting there pulling nips out of my bra, pulling nips out of like all these different places, and mind you, I'm wearing a black mini skirt, so just imagine where these were. And I'm chugging them and throwing them at the strippers. And I'm sorry. And then Brandon's like, friends are like, oh, yo, you can't be doing that. They're taking it, shoving it in like the couch because we had VIP. Yeah. So they're shoving it like in things, and like I'm like, fuck it. Then I like went off. No one noticed I left. I went to the stage. I was shit faced. I barely remember this. I went to the stage and I was just standing there. I wasn't throwing money or anything. I'm just standing there looking at the dancer. And then I just walk off to the bathroom, and then I don't remember.
That is so creepy.
Oh
Anything else you could have done in that moment would
I
have
know.
been more normal.
And that someone's gonna hear this and be like, I was the stripper.
If you were affected by this girl, please write in.
This is the worst part. I make it to the bathroom. I don't remember entering the bathroom. I remember lifting my dress all the way up to my neck, pulling my underwear down, and then I face planted. And I was in a single stall. There were 2 stalls. I was in a single stall. I face planted, hitting the toilet on the way down. And I was so I'm ass naked on the floor in a bathroom of stalls.
Of a strip club bathroom.
And I was petrified to move. I thought I was paralyzed. So I don't know how long I stayed there for. I don't know who walked in the bathroom. I don't know what happened. But finally, I got up the courage to get up. And I got the courage to get up. I slowly put my clothes back on, and I walk out, and there's a huge line of girls waiting to get in the bathroom. So there were people just coming in and out, and you can see me. Like, the stall I was in was right next to the sinks, and I'm half out the stall underneath. And so everyone was just coming.
VIP treatment in here.
And then so I go out, and this girl, Nene, is her name? Yeah, like Nene or something. She was out there, and the boys had sent her to come look for me. Mind you, this is the first time I'm meeting her. And I'm like, and I don't remember what our interaction was. So the next day I'm like, hey, what did Nene say when she found me in the bathroom? And he was like, she said she never went in. She just waited for you outside the door. She's a liar.
Yeah, that was
she definitely went in.
Thing she was trying to do to avoid awkwardness.
It was just like, I don't know what to do, and walked out. That is probably the most embarrassing fall of my life. Pretty much sums my life up. So your turn. You got this.
So I had one. I forget what year it was. It was at Skate Town. It was a roller skating birthday party.
Oh, no.
And all my friends and family were there. You know how they circle around to sing happy birthday to you? And me just faceplant.
No.
It's a very short and embarrassing one.
It is so embarrassing.
The other one I was kind of thinking about, I'm trying to remember the details about it. There was this guy I was talking to for a while. So we were going on our first, date. And so he was like, well, let's go for a walk on the beach. So we went down to the beach and we went to the Bay Area that had a whole bunch of rocks, and we were going to do that. And then we were going to do Papagenos in a movie or something like that. I was 18. We were doing just a little, So we're going down for the walk, and I get all cuted up and everything. Go start walking down the beach, and I snagged, I don't know why I thought let's wear some really nice shoes with a heel on the beach with the rocks. I snagged it, and it wasn't even that I fell. It was I fell in slow motion.
Those are the absolute worst.
It was you knew you were doing it. There's nothing you can do to stop it, and you're just feeling yourself go down after you spent all day on everything, and it's into the rocky, muddy area.
Oh,
so I just did my makeup, my hair. I'm looking cute. You know what I mean?
God.
And you're just whoa. And he never let me forget it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that was pretty embarrassing on a first
that
date.
Sucks. I know what that's like. I was wearing these chunky Vans for the first time, and me and Brandon just got back to his house, and it was when we first started dating, officially, and we're still in that honeymoon phase, and I was like, of course, my life's a freaking movie, so I gave him a kiss, and I was like, meet you inside, and I ran and face planted, and he's like, Lee, get up. Just get up. He was so embarrassed because he lived on a main street and this car after car going by. I have so many embarrassing falls. All right. I could go on forever with my falls. I am so clumsy.
That was a good topic.
Yeah, that was a really good one. All right. So today's story is my personal experience with a haunting.
Ooh, I can't wait to hear this. I hear bits and pieces. I've never heard the whole thing.
It's all together today.
Sorry. I'm going to keep it together.
Ooh, okay.
Keep it together.
No, I get really nervous when I talk about this because I feel like once I start talking about it, things start happening again. Maybe I just get paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
And since starting this, even before we started this, I've been feeling things. But they say you usually have something in your house if you keep seeing things out of the corner of your eye.
Yep.
Oh my God. These past 2 weeks has been non-freaking stop. I keep seeing things out of the corner of my eye. It's scaring the shit out of me. Yes, really. Okay. But whatever. We're going to talk about it. And then we're not going to talk about it again.
Oh, and also we're going to put up a question on Facebook. Oh, you may already have about sage, because I always heard that you're supposed to sage a house. And then some people have been telling me that can awaken more, or what was it? That it brings darker.
It's evil. Some people say it's evil and it can open a door.
Yeah, I've never heard that. But if you have anything to say on that, please go on our Facebook. Ouch, was that a ghost? And leave a comment.
All right. So the story all begins. I was still in high school, mind you. I was a little slut doing drugs. No, not doing hard drugs. I was just a pothead, and I was drinking a lot.
Just
and we had
puff pass.
Yes, except I was the one who would sit on the blunt, and then everyone would be like, "Lee,
take the cancer out,
pass it," and I'd be like, "All right." What's up? No, just kidding.
Okay.
All right. I was a little rebel.
Mm.
And then obviously my sister was doing the same shit I was. And at the time, we were just living our craziest teenage lives. And there was a lot of negativity going on in the house. I won't specify what was going on. But there was just a lot of
family
things.
stuff or just
yes,
okay.
Family
so
stuff.
Just family drama.
Yeah. Just a lot of stuff going on. So like I said before in one of our previous podcasts, I feel like the negativity really makes you susceptible for these like entities to enter and attach to you. And I was going through it.
In your age too.
Yeah.
Like I always say that. I always see
I was a teenager.
Poltergeist teenagers.
You're right. I didn't even think of that. So everything began at Castle Island. It was me, my mom, her friend, who I won't name because they're not friends anymore, and then Carissa. So we all went to Castle Island for the day. And we're just having a normal day. We're joking around, you know, just skipping around, talking in British accents, and oh no, the shipyard's over there, and oh Lele, look at this, and we're joking around. We get home, we're re-looking at the videos, and we're like, haha. And my mom's friend is, I know, I guess I can say her name because there's a video that I'm gonna share, and it says, did you hear that, Josh? Maybe someone's in their room.
I hope so.
Okay,
right,
see what I mean? Stuff's going on. Okay.
Ouch.
All right. So I'm gonna post this video up on our Facebook page for you guys to see and hear it.
Oh, I remember this video.
End. Yes.
Yeah.
So
can you cut it just to the end?
I can't edit it. I don't think I can edit it because I would have to get the actual video my mom doesn't have anymore. It's just shared on Facebook. So, and I don't know how to do all that if I take it down from Facebook. But anyway.
Okay.
So my mom says, Brittany, stop that ship in the shipyard. And then she points it, and you can see in the video, it's clearly my sister, me, Brittany, no one else is around us. My mom points the video towards the water, and all you hear is, and you hear it like breathing and like whispering something else, but you can't make it out. And we literally, my mom freaked the hell out. She called me and Carissa into the room, and she goes, you guys have to listen to this. And we're like, what the hell was that? Oh my God. We started freaking out. My mom ended up posting it and was like, can anyone tell us what this might be? Like, it very clearly said, you have to listen to the video for yourselves. It very clearly said hi.
It's creepy.
Yeah, so that's when it all started. Now, at the time, we're thinking it was just a video that was creepy as hell. Let's go on with our lives.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it was just like misrecorded something, just hoping for the best.
Right. Just hoping for the best.
The beginning of every single horror story. Yep,
yes. Now, after that, my room was always cold. Mind you, this was in the summer that we went. In my room, I didn't have an AC. So why was my room always cold? My room was cold. My closet was cold. It just started getting cold out of nowhere. And of course, I didn't think nothing of it. I wasn't complaining. My room was the hangout room. What also started happening was electronics would mess up. Phones wouldn't charge in my room. It was weird.
Oh, I hate that.
I would try to charge it. It wouldn't work. And I would have to go to the living room or somewhere else and charge it. So, again, I never really followed
it's like
ghost stories.
Energy is sucking up the juice or something.
And I'm sitting there like, whatever, okay, this is stupid. Maybe the outlet's just not working. But no one's phone, like in any of the outlets in my room would work. But
the lights would work?
Yeah, the lights were fine. Everything. It just, none of the they always worked fine until after this started happening.
Oh, you brought a friend home?
Yeah, I was like, okay.
And he said hi to you.
He did. At least he was friendly.
Yeah.
So yeah, the charging wasn't working, and then my bed started shaking randomly at night. So at first, I'm like, all right. I wasn't really thinking anything of it. I was like, it's just a truck or something. It's got to just be a truck, and it would only happen at night. So then, but then it was happening more often, like just about every night. And it felt like someone was at the bottom, and I had like a bed frame, a metal bed frame. Mm-hmm. So I would realize like during the day, if a truck went by and it was like a little tremor, it was nothing compared to what it was at night. It literally felt like someone was at the bottom of the bed frame and going. So I started putting everything together, and I was getting I was getting scared.
Did you start peeing the bed?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No, I never did.
I probably would have after that.
So I would just try to ignore it. I would close my eyes tight and be like, all right, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Nina, we ended up sharing a room, and she felt it too. She will tell you to this day, she felt the bed shaking on multiple occasions. The room was always cold. The creepiest thing about that room was, this isn't even
that wasn't the creepiest thing?
No, this isn't the creepiest thing.
Okay, but so it's still leading up.
So one night it was me and Nina in the room sleeping or laying down, getting ready for bed. It's pitch dark in there.
Why did you keep sleeping on the bed? Why didn't you just sleep on the couch?
Well, I didn't want to sleep on that couch. We had roaches. Girl, we was ghetto. We was broke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I remember that house.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
But the roaches were like confined to the living room and to the kitchen.
So
they were never in any other room, so that was good.
They were.
Don't be mean to me. Well, I didn't notice. So it's me and Nina laying in the bed, and all of a sudden I start freaking out. I'm like, Nina, do you see that? And she's like, Lima, who is that? What is that? And we're sitting there. We both start crying. We're freaking the hell out. There's a black figure in the corner, and I just know it's a man. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I just know it's a man by the build of the figure. And all I can make out is a plaid shirt. It's like a white and blue plaid shirt. And we were like,
oh, you remember the color? I don't know why I remember the colors. It was like worse.
And we're just
makes
like,
it realer or something.
Yeah, I'm literally like, Nina, just close your eyes, just don't look. We're like scooting up towards the back of the bed. We're trying not to make too many subtle movements. We're petrified. And then eventually it was just gone. Like after we closed our eyes and we opened it and it was gone. Oh, that sucked. So that happened. And then.
Did you guys sleep again?
I mean, eventually we had to go back to sleep. I mean, it took us a while, but like I said, I don't know why we just kept sleeping in there. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm shocked at the fact that I slept in there.
Yeah.
And I always shut my door too. Even like when she was sleeping at her dad's house, I would always shut the door and sleep in there alone. I don't know how I did that. Thinking back to it, like I'm petrified to sleep, even with just me and the baby. Like
I know, but you do stupid things. We had like
I know.
I know you've heard about the super haunted house my aunt had, and we used to sleep there all the time. We knew it was haunted, and we would just be like, "Oh, okay, whatever." But when you were a kid, it like didn't.
It's not that it's a big deal, but not that big a deal.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because my aunt would be like, "No, it's fine." I'm like, oh, okay, all right. She said it was fine, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the lady just roaming around.
So this one may cause a little bit of controversy. Granted, I was high as hell. So
controversy. Ooh. Scandal.
At this house, we had a little porch, and there was like a little closet type thing. But it looked like it would be like a shed. Like it was big enough to be the inside of a shed.
On the porch?
On the porch. Like it was a door that we had to break into, and then it opened up to like this dark room with one window in it.
Oh,
and
what
it was
that
just
for?
like wood. I have no idea. So we used to sit in there and smoke in there all the time. Me, Chris, and Alan, and just hang out. One day we're sitting there smoking, and I started freaking the hell out. I was like, and I'm like, I gotta go inside. What the hell? Like I'm screaming. And Chris and Alan like, what, bro? What? And I just took off. And they came back in and they were like, Lee, what the hell just happened? And I was like, you didn't just see her? You didn't see her? And they're like, what are you talking about? I saw feet dangling by my head, and I looked up and there was a woman hanging and just looking down, dangling. I freaked the hell out. They didn't believe me. They just thought I was high as hell. I mean, maybe I was, but that's what I saw.
That's a questionable one just for that reason.
I know.
So in this room, because I'm trying to picture what freaking house has a weird room like that off of it.
Literally.
And in the room, is it high enough to have a body hanging from the ceiling down? So it just has a super high, weird secret room?
Yes.
Was it like a chokey or something? Like what?
I have no idea. It was just like a random room on the porch.
That is so weird. I
know. No idea.
And it was in an apartment, not in a house.
Yeah, it was.
So it wasn't like
floor of the
you
apartment.
made it for like storage. Like you don't want to make a whole shed, so you built something in your house to keep all your tools in. It's on the second floor
of the apartment. Yeah,
it is so odd.
And it was like had like cobwebs in it, like big enough to fit like 4 or 5. Big enough to fit around 4 people in there. One window, and so
that's so creepy.
It was creepy. So that happened. Now this is also like, did it happen? Carissa and
stop smoking
Alan.
So we can get facts.
Well, I don't smoke anymore. But Carissa and Alan were in the room hanging out one day, and they were sitting there taking selfies, and they took a picture. And in the TV behind them, there was a reflection of that same woman hanging.
In the picture? Do they have the picture still?
They deleted it.
Why?
Because they were petrified. She was petrified to have it on her phone.
And you saw it?
I did not see it. That's what I mean. Like, I was high as hell, and then they go and do this, and she said she deleted it right away.
Was she high when she took this picture?
No, she wasn't.
So now I totally believe your first one.
I never saw it. Alan claims 100% it happened. Carissa claims 100% it happened, but she freaked the hell out and was like, I don't want the shit on my phone, and deleted it right away. And I feel like I would probably do that too because I'd be scared as hell to ever see it again.
Yeah.
But I never saw the picture, but so that same thing happened to her.
Did you ever look up that house and see if anything happened there?
No, I didn't even think of it.
You should see if there's like a hanging there.
Oh my god, I'm scared. What if there really it was? I know, I should do it. I never even thought to look that one up. All right, we'll have to see.
Okay.
So we ended up getting evicted from this apartment. Thank freaking goodness, because the roaches got insane. So we got evicted from this apartment, and unfortunately we didn't have anywhere to go, so we had to go to a motel, which was the shelter that DTA, I think it was, or someone put us up in.
Yeah, like the government assistant, whatever, yeah.
So my mom didn't want the kids staying with us. They wanted, so obviously my brother went with you, and then the siblings went with their dad. So it was just me and Carissa. We shared one room, and then my mom had another room right next door to us. So when you first walk into our room was on the left. My mom's is on the right. The room on the left is Carissa's room, then the bathroom, and then there's a door, and it's my room. So we had separate rooms, but Carissa's room was next to the common area, if that makes sense. Then to the right, my mom's room, you will go if you went through the door. Her room, she had that common area room, which was adjacent to my room. So her bed and my bed, if you took the wall out, our beds would be back to back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah. And then she also had that second room where the kids were supposed to be, but they weren't there with us, which was on like the side of my room. But obviously it was all the walls separating it. So this is when things started to get, I can't even say, everything was just creepy. At every house there were so many creepy things. But so this is when my sleep paralysis started to get really, really bad.
That is so scary.
Yeah, I would fall asleep and literally I'd sit there I'd be in the room just stuck. And there was one time when I fell asleep on Carissa's bed, and I had been doing my homework, and I was sitting there breathing heavy as hell, trying to scream as if someone can hear me, because I always thought someone could hear me screaming. But I actually found out that when I'm sitting there breathing wicked heavy, someone, like, you can tell that I'm breathing really heavy, because my mom woke me up once because I was breathing heavy as hell when I was sleeping next to her, and she was like, "You were breathing weird. Are you okay?" I was like, I was having sleep paralysis. But anyway, that wasn't this time. So, and I heard the chair moving around as I'm stuck in this dream or in this sleep paralysis. I heard Carissa's chair moving around, and this was like the first incident that happened. And it was, well, not Carissa's chair, but like the desk chair. And when I finally was able to like regain my movement, I looked over and the chair was moved. Like it wasn't it wasn't pushed up against the desk like it always was. It was backed up. So there was that.
No.
Yes. And then I also heard writing on the stuff I was writing on, my homework, but I didn't see any writing. So then that was making me believe, like, was the chair moved? Who sat in it? Because I didn't actually see the writing, but I heard the writing. But anyway.
I've never had sleep paralysis. That's so scary to me. And they always talk about like the hat people and stuff.
I never seen that. Thank God. And then also here, the bed would shake. I didn't have like a bed frame where you could take the end of it there, but it still felt like it didn't feel as crazy as the first house, but I still felt my bed shaking only at night. And of course I would go in the room, shut the door, sleep by myself as if I didn't have a ghost with me.
Give you guys some privacy.
Literally. And even when I was in my room and Carissa wasn't in her room, I would still hear that computer chair or the desk chair moving around. I heard Carissa's TV go on by itself. Carissa,
was it like a remote or like one of those switch on ones? Like
it was
knob?
a remote.
Okay.
Yeah, but Carissa wasn't in the room and I would hear it go on. And then I would hear little girls laughing. I heard that like 2 or 3 times. Carissa heard it once.
Oh, little kids.
Yeah.
They're so sad but so creepy at the same time.
Yeah. Creepy as hell. But this is the only place we ever heard the little girls. We never heard them again, and we never heard them before this place. And I told you this before, and I think I said it in one of the podcasts where I recently found out my mom wasn't knocking on the wall. At night, I would hear 3 knocks on the wall, and I would think it was my mom saying love you or whatever, and sometimes I would knock back. My mom never knocked on the wall. ever. She said she never did that.
That is so gross.
Right? And she never heard the knocking either. It was just me who heard the 3 knocks, and and they say that's like an evil ass entity. Yeah, crazy. And then, so the rotten egg smell, I was mistaken. I asked Carissa about it because I was like, how many times did we smell that? It was just one time. So the day we were leaving, we packed everything up, and and then of course, me being in a movie once again, I was like,
the drama queen.
I was like, I just need to give it one last look, as if I had amazing memories there. So I went back in real quick, and I opened the door. It smelled like something died. It smelled like rotten, and we were just in there, and it was completely fine. I go back in, it smells like rotten eggs. Someone just died. It was the worst smell I ever smelled in my life. Carissa came in right behind me and was like, did you just fart? What the? And we have no idea. So it was like, I don't know how to explain it. It was like something came out and was like, oh, they're gone. Let me roam around. And just stunk up the place. Like, that was creepy.
He's like, I've been holding it in all this time.
So that was really creepy. And I forgot to mention this. So before we left, my mom's friend was over, and she was sleeping in the guest room, where the kids were supposed to be. So my mom's extra room. And she woke up the next morning like, that was so creepy. She was like, I had the weirdest dream. And she's like, normally I don't care, but somehow I feel like I have to tell you guys the dream. Like, she's like, I don't know why, but like, I had a dream of a guy. She was like, I was in the exact room, and this guy was standing in the corner with like a blue plaid shirt on.
Stop it.
And right away I was like, oh my God. And then she had no idea any of this stuff was happening. We didn't tell her a single thing. And then after this, I told her about that. But she was like, so this guy was in a plaid shirt, and he was holding up a sign saying, don't let him sleep. Don't let him sleep on this date. And the date was in February, but she couldn't remember the date. So we were like, what in the world?
Don't let him sleep?
Don't let him sleep. Yeah.
Who's him?
Well, you'll find out.
Okay.
So we were like, wow, that's so creepy. So we're like, in February, by then, we were moved into our new apartment. So, yeah. So
no, we need good chairs or something, because I keep readjusting too. I'm so
feet
uncomfortable.
We're on the floor right now, and we're falling asleep.
My leg keeps falling asleep, and then I stretch it out, and then I'm like, oh, I'm uncomfortable.
Literally.
Like, we need to just figure out something.
All right. So fast forward. Now we're in our new apartment. This apartment is also 2 stories. And yes, this is where I face planted onto the ground, and my brother thought I was dead. So when you first walk into the apartment, when you walk in through the front door, which we never used, it was a big open room, and that we made my 2 little brothers' rooms. And then if you continue to walk, you would walk into the kitchen.
Was this Jackson?
Union.
Okay.
Yep. So you would walk into the kitchen, and the table was right there. Then there was a kitchen island, and the kitchen island was connected to the wall. And then to the right of that was my mom's room.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kept walking. There was like a little office room, and there was the living room. It looked like this creepy 70s style murder van living room. It was so weird. All wood paneling. The entire thing was encased in windows, and like it was amazing to watch a thunderstorm in, but it was a creepy living room.
Yeah, it was.
But and there was 2 ways to get to the living room. You can go through that office area, like that little office room off to the side. You remember that? Mm-hmm. It had our pictures that the cat sprayed in, a tote of pictures that always smelled like cat piss, and then or you could just
you make your life sound so glamorous.
It really was. And or you could go through the hall. Now, right off that hall on the right-hand side was the stairs that I almost died on multiple times. So you go up the stairs.
Again, stairs are hard.
Yes. You go up the stairs, and you see my bed. Now, I just slept on a mattress in the middle of the hallway on the floor. My room was on the left. It was my room, but there wasn't a window in there. So I just used that as a huge closet. I put a rug down. I had my bureau, all my clothes, my shoes. I didn't want to sleep in there because there were no windows.
I don't blame you. I would feel so claustrophobic.
And it was just always really cold in there.
I'm not even claustrophobic, but just having no windows, I'd be like, I need a window because I can't have a window.
So again, my room was always cold, even though I didn't sleep in there. And the closet felt like you were in Antarctica. Like, it was freezing in the closet. It was weird.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if like certain houses with the insulation, like even in the summer, some things just stay really cold, but that room was really cold in the closet, freezing. And then Carissa took the huge room, which technically, if you ask me, Carissa, you could have shared with me. But hey, whatever. So she took that room, but the door didn't work. Haha, bitch. And so she had to like lean, the door was broken off the handle, so she had to like lean the door. So like you could easily see what was going on in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So if her and Alan were getting freaky, I'd be like, hey, no, I'm just kidding. But like you could easily see it was leaning up against the door. Every time they would walk in, they'd pick the door up, walk in, then put the door back down and lean it up against the thing. But it was leaned in a way where it couldn't fall back.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. Like it was lean, it was tilted too much. So anyway, again here, this time my mattress is on the floor. I don't even have a box spring. Somehow my mattress is still shaking at night. Like this was just a reoccurring thing. It didn't happen every single night, but it happened most of the time. Yes, it sucked.
Did you like you never screamed or anything? You just lay there like you froze?
I didn't know what to do. I would just close my eyes and be like, it's just a truck, it's just this, it's just that. Like, what am I gonna do? Yeah.
No, I get. I just
but then one night,
so scary.
Yes. Now one night it started to shake and I was like, oh my God, please just make it stop. And then I hear it was the guy from Castle Island.
You were awake?
I was awake. I was awake. I jumped up, ran downstairs. Somehow,
the plaid guy.
Somehow, I made it out without falling down the steps. And I ran downstairs. I sat on my kitchen island, and I'm just sitting there on the kitchen island. You can see my shadow because we always leave a light on, and you can see my shadow sitting there on the kitchen island on the wall. So my mom's friend was sleeping in the boys' room, or like laying. I guess she wasn't asleep. She's like, Lee, what's wrong? Is everything okay? And I was like, and I just started crying and I told her what happened. And she was like, it's going to be fine, Lee. You're going to be okay. You're all right. Do you want to come hang out with me? And I was like, no, it's fine. I'm fine. Because of course I'm in a movie. So, so she goes back in the room and I'm like, all right, there was no door to the room either. So like, she heard me crying. She heard me panting even when she left. It was whatever. And so I was like, all right. Of course, movie self again. I got this. I'm gonna be okay. Oh my God, this sucked. So I was at the end of the kitchen island and it was like 2 feet away from the table. The table was pushed up against the wall and we had chairs right directly in front of me and then 2 chairs at the end. And the other side was pushed up against the wall. I put my hands on the island and I did like a worm thing to jump off. To jump down. I don't know why I did that. And you can see my shadow. You can see my shadow clearly on the wall where the girl can clearly see me, like through the boys' room. I checked myself with the chair, with the top of the chair. I was like, I jumped and I was like, how? Because I did some weird worm move and I just like fell weird
really
and
hurt
I
yourself.
freaking was like,
I just like hooked under your chin.
She heard it happen. She definitely saw it. That sucked. And then I was just like, gathered myself, got back up and went to my room. I was like, nothing could be worse than that. I can't believe that happened. But so yeah, that happened.
I was like, the build-up made me think that the guy was coming back. No. And it's like, no, I just basically jumping as hard.
I'm bad at jumping and bad at stepping down.
Yes.
Anything that involves going down, I'm just not good at.
Okay.
And then just a random incident once where Alan was standing in the room and him and Krista were like fighting. Mm-hmm. So again, with the negative energy. And I told you, the door was always at a tilt where there was no way it could have fell back. And we didn't have like windows open or anything. And the door just slammed back on Alan as if someone pushed it. And it like gashed his forehead open and he had to go to the hospital.
I never heard about that.
Yeah, that was just a random thing that I threw in there. But that happened. So many other things happened, but the main ones were this. So we also had a great game that we played since we were really young called Monster in the Dark. And we would shut all the lights off because what else would you do when you're living with a ghost? So we would shut all the lights off. We had these glow-in-the-dark skeleton hands and whoever was it had to go around looking for the people and all you could use to see was the skeleton hands. So, but obviously they're glow in the dark. They're not flashlights. They're idiots. So we're playing with our friend Kyle, who came over, and we didn't tell him about this like ghost stuff. He was a newer friend of Brandon's that he introduced us to. Like Alan knew him, but I didn't really know him. But we didn't tell him what was going on in the house. We didn't like telling people because we felt like it would scare them away.
Yeah.
So we're playing Monster in the Dark. It's more like hide and seek at this point. And Nina was sleeping on one of the boys' beds, and the light from my mom's room was casting a shadow, like making a light in her, like over where Nina was. I don't know how to explain it. Her light was on, and it was kind of seeping through, and you could see like a light on the wall. Yeah. So he was in there, and then all of a sudden he was like, I'm done. I don't want to play anymore. Fuck this, bro. I want to go home. Somebody take me home. Freaking the hell out. We're like, what the hell happened? And he said that he was in there, and he thought he saw Alan getting out from under the bed, but it was like a dark figure getting out. It went over Nina, and like it got bigger on the wall, and he just like freaked the hell out. Didn't wake Nina up or anything, and just ran. We were like, what the hell? And then we ended up telling him everything that was going on. And he made us bring us home.
So he's just oh my gosh. That's like,
yeah.
By the way, when you're telling this story, you have a reflection in your mirror which keeps moving, and it keeps making me being like, what's that? That's where my eyes keep shifting as I'm listening, but I'm like, come on.
Sorry, it's creepy.
Oh my gosh.
And then another time we were playing Monster in the Dark, because why wouldn't we do it again, right?
Yeah, turned out well last time.
Yes. So again with Alan, Carissa was at this time, and she was upstairs, and the moonlight was shining through her door. I mean, through her window, so she could see in her room. And she thought she had curtains up, and she was like, "Found you, Alan." And she's sitting there talking shit, and she's walking up towards the curtain. She saw a straight face.
Stop it.
And saw like a figure. She moved the curtain, and no one was there. She turned her light on, turned all the lights on as she comes downstairs. She's like, we're done. So that was pretty much the game at this point. You see a figure, we're done. Yeah, so that was creepy.
So you guys are basically playing with him until he wins.
Technically, yes.
So scary.
He had a really good time with us, honestly. I mean, at least he didn't like physically hurt us. He just wanted to play.
I know. Isn't physical touch is so scary to me.
I never was physically, I was always petrified I was going to be like dragged from my bed.
I've heard a few places, I don't know if it's true or not, but when like something's connecting to you, you're supposed to feel like a pressure at the bottom of your back, and then like that's how the spirit starts connecting.
That's weird.
But I've heard that recently on a few different videos.
I don't know if I ever felt that.
And that's so creepy.
But I know that I was getting like severely depressed in this house, and like, yeah, I was just getting like severely depressed, and like, I don't know how to explain it. It was a weird feeling. But anyway, so another thing that happened at that house, I was in my mom's room. Mm-hmm. So again, it's my mom's room, and the boys' room is in the front there. But we always use the side door. We never use that front door. So the side door was right next to the stairs. To that led upstairs. Mm-hmm. Not like that really matters. But either way, everyone went downstairs to get the groceries. Me, of course. I don't do groceries. So I was
Starlight,
like hiding in my mom's room. So I didn't have to get the groceries. And so everyone ran downstairs. It was the only one in the house. And I can hear them talking outside, and all of a sudden I hear like grunting, deep grunts, and like someone who sounded like they were pissed off, pacing back and forth.
You could hear the footsteps?
Yes, in the boys' room. And I hear their things getting kicked around, like, because their room was always freaking filthy. So I hear things like moving all around, like it sounded like he was like trudging through a wreckage or of
so like, he's not even like walking in his path or where in his realm. He's like walking through the stuff that's there now.
Yes.
That is so creepy.
Yes. And he was like
so he could like touch you and
oh my god. And I thank God every day he didn't, but he was pissed off. And this was nearing towards the end of everything. So he was getting, I don't know,
kids, clean
he was
your
getting
room.
Scary. But so yeah, and I'm sitting there, I was like I was frozen and just trying to breathe. I have a tear coming down, and Nina comes in and she's like, Lee, why aren't you help? What's wrong? Lee, what's wrong? I was like, Nina, come here. Be quiet. because she was the first one up, and I'm like, be quiet. And she started hearing it. And she was like, what is that, Lee? What is that? And I was like, I don't know. And then everyone came in, and me and Nina are crying. My mom comes in her room, and she's like, what the hell just happened? And we're sitting there telling her. And my mom never wanted to believe anything that was going on. Obviously, you just want to push it to the side. And she was like, all right, you guys are fine, like barely listening to us. We were scared as hell. I'm just happy Nina was there to like witness most of this stuff with me.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was something that was following me, because most of the stuff kept happening to me. I was experiencing the things, I was hearing the things, seeing the things more than anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever was near me just happened to experience it too.
Mm-hmm.
But so me and Carissa had finally had enough. And once again, movie star life, we couldn't just Google things. No way. So we took a walk down to the library, and we asked the librarian, where are all your ghost books? And can we rent a room? And she was like, we don't rent rooms, but you can sit in one of the rooms to like privately study. And I was like, okay. So we grabbed a bunch of books. Of course, we didn't go through them all that day because we don't have time. But we grabbed all these books, and we ended up using our phone for half the shit anyway. And we're in like this room, and we're like pacing back and forth reading, and like, oh my gosh, look at what it says here, and learning all this.
Dramatizing it all.
Dramatizing the hell out of it. I'm just happy I got Carissa on board with this.
Working for an Oscar.
It was great. So we're acting like we're in this intense scene, and my life just cracks me up. So we end up getting back home, and we're sitting there. Not like we already discussed all this, because why would we have discussed it while we were researching together? So we sit at the kitchen table with some drinks, and we're like, okay, so this is the game plan. We heard this, and we're talking about what we found as if we didn't know what the other was doing, So we're talking about what we found, and as we're talking about how to get rid of it. And I found something that said sometimes all you have to just say is firmly get out. So as we're talking about how to get rid of it, we hear footsteps. We're on the kitchen. We're at the dining table. Okay. So upstairs, we hear footsteps go all the way from Carissa's room, going boom, 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 boom. Go faster and faster. They ran all the way down the stairs. The kitchen got freezing cold. Me and Carissa jumped up. We ended up on either side of the kitchen island. Carissa's looking at me like, Lee, do something. I'm like, Carissa, you do something. And we're both crying. We're like, I don't know what to do. You do something. And then I was like, get out. Get out. And then I'm like, Carissa, help me. Say it too. And we're both screaming, get out. And then out of nowhere, everything just got normal, got calm, got warm again, and nothing ever happened in that house ever again. I'm not making that up. That's how it ended. In that house.
Nothing since?
I still get like these eerie feelings. I still see things out of the corner of my eye. I feel like I hear things, but because we live with so many people now, because it's like a big sibling household, I just like chalk it off as, it's one of them. It's one of the...
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And yeah, I don't know. And I know we started talking about the stories at my mom's house, and Carissa and my mom were sitting at the kitchen table one day, and they heard a door, but there was no door where they heard it creaking open, if that makes sense.
That's gross.
So they heard that, and then like I just get that eerie feeling sometimes when I'm doing dishes that someone's behind me. I have seen shadows in the bathroom, like when I'm taking a shower. We have like not a see-through one, but like a light white shower curtain, and I've seen like shadows come up. I've seen that, and then I'll look out and no one's in there, or I feel like someone's in there with me all of a sudden, and I'll look out and no one's there. So like random subtle things, but nothing like seriously scary. Oh gee, was that a ghosty? So that's my story. And
so, but what was the whole thing about don't sleep in February?
Oh my gosh, I forgot to mention that. Okay. So on my birthday, I had a little party, not really a party, but like there was I was supposed to have a birthday party, but there ended up being a really bad blizzard that year. It was like one of the worst blizzards we've seen. Mm-hmm. Well, I've seen in my lifetime. And not saying that you're old, but I'm just saying. All right, sorry. One of the worst blizzards that I've seen. And so we only ended up having, of course, Brandon and Alan there because I got drunk off my mom's box wine when she was at work.
Ooh,
and then she came home and found me shit-faced, and I cried for Brandon. So she brought Brandon over. And ended up picking up his older brother, Chris, who has epilepsy. And so the 3 boys came over, and Chris ended up having a seizure. And he just kept saying, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And Brittany was like, today is the date. She's like, I remember now. Today is the date. Yes. He had a seizure out of nowhere. And then he just started saying he's so tired. He just wants to go to sleep. And the girls, my mom's friend is like, don't let him sleep. Don't let him sleep. You can't let him sleep. You remember the drain, this, that, da, da, da. And we were just like, what the hell? So we were like, is this ghost like a good ghost, like helping us? And he just likes to creep us out a little bit? Or
he wants you guys to clean your freaking room. He wants the boys to clean up.
Clearly. But yeah, that was that relevance. I forgot about that.
Did the doctors ever say, like, if he slept, something bad could have happened?
Oh, girl, we was ghetto as hell. He didn't go to the doctors.
Oh, to the vet? No.
My mom didn't want to deal with shit. She brought his ass home. Are you kidding me?
She was like, here, take him.
He stayed for a few hours, and then she was like, all right, let's go home.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
Yeah. It's a fun life, man. It's a hard not life for me.
Oh, great. Now she's an Annie.
But yeah, I'm like a movie star behind the scenes.
You're just a mom.
Just a mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Solid.
Yeah, that was a really, really good
I thought you knew all of that.
I didn't. I knew bits and pieces, but I never knew about the sign thing with Brittany.
That's crazy.
I never knew. Well, you told me the knock thing like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
But I didn't know a lot of that. The bed shaking you mentioned once since we started this, but that is so scary.
That sucked.
I would hate that.
Because it's just like,
that's like
every
your
night
safe space. That's where you're supposed to go and be like, oh, I'm in my bed. I'm comfy. I can relax.
Nope. Whenever that happened, it was like, all right, I know you're here.
It's like
know you're
your
watching.
space. And what was he waking you up for every night?
I don't know. He just wanted to not be alone, maybe?
He's like, come on, put those gloves on. Let's play.
Literally.
So spooky. Yeah, you got to look up about that hanging woman, too, because I want to know if you find anything about that. Because you don't live there anymore. You're not near there. So.
I know. Yeah, and I wish you could see the room. Oh, I wish we took pictures in there.
That's such a weird description. Yeah, I don't get why somebody would do that on the second floor.
No idea.
And it's not like you're in colonial time and you needed it for like a maid's quarters and give her a little terrible little room off the side or something. It's like now, and
yeah,
I don't get it. And that it was that tall, like that somebody could just hang and you guys are sitting below it. So it wasn't like a little storage nook, because a storage nook would only be like, so you know what I mean? Like if they built something to throw like Christmas decorations in, you wouldn't make it super high.
It was tall enough where it was like a full-grown woman, and her feet came to my head.
Yeah, why?
I have zero clue. Zero clue. It was just, and there weren't any shelves or anything. It was just like an open room wood with spiders, and
you guys just sat in there. You're like, I'll hang with the spiders instead of the roaches.
Hey, you gotta take the good with the bad.
That was a fantastic spooky story.
Thanks.
Well, everyone, thanks for listening.
Bye.
Thanks so much for listening.
If you have a story you'd like us to share, email us at ouchwasthataghost@yahoo.com.
Don't forget to follow our Facebook page, Ouch, Was That a Ghost?